picking up the first. Now Shamar Joseph, as we see Shepherd replacing Gudakesh Moti.
Yeah, Stacey, and it's a good point you make about lines. Because I've often said, when I walk out to bowl, and Kirkley Ambrose used to do the same thing, he used to look for a spot. Look at the little demarcation just outside off stump, down the line of the off stump. It's like a white line running down a fourth stump. So as a bowler, you go out there. Well, not everyone has to do it yet. Just there. So you can see one right on fourth stump. There's one wider. So I'm walking out and I'm saying to myself, what can I look at? I need a visual cue. A lot of other bowlers don't. I need it. So I'm looking at that. It doesn't quite tell me length, but at least it tells me line and gives me something to aim for when I'm under pressure. Just in there.
Yeah, I see your point, and it's good for the West Indian bowlers at least to have that channel to know where to bowl. And what they've done so far is they've bowled a bit fuller at times. They've searched with a few shorter deliveries that has been dismissed for a few boundaries, but when they're good and attacking, they've been on that channel. Ability to bat long innings, allowing bowlers to bowl in the areas that he wants them to. He's never forcing the issue until he gets to possibly a half century. Then he carries on, he plays aggressive then.
Andrew, the shortest of the tour, that's what it looks like there. Johan Lane on the left, the tallest of the group. Shema. Good, I've seen a couple of these efforts in the field as well. This is Brandon King this time, but we saw it from Rutherford and we saw it from Evan Lewis, which the West Indies need more of that going forward. It must become an everyday thing, every game, the effort in the field. Can't control the outcome, Stacey, and you know that, World Cup winner and all that. Control your effort. Maiden over from Romario Shepherd, 63 for 2.
Wicket in the previous over just sort of built a bit of pressure in this over. Maiden over from Shepherd to the new batter, Rizwan. The 5 bowlers used so far for West Indies, the 2 seamers, Jaden Seals and Shamar Joseph, well, they've struck with wickets. Joseph will continue.
I think this is a good move from Shea Hope to get the slip in at Rizwan, who's strong through the leg side. But if you're Shamar Joseph, you're still looking to hone in tight on the off stump, occasionally inside and occasionally fourth stump. Because while Mohammad Rizwan has quite a good one-day average overall, 41, his average against the West Indies is still a work in progress. The good bowling teams, when there's something in the pitch, will just hang it just outside out of stump as they do to so many. Yeah, nice. There was a noise. West Indies think it's bat. Is it leg? They go for the review.
TV umpire to director, we have a player review for court. On-field decision is not out. I've checked the field placement and it's a fair delivery from the first place. Ball passes close to the bat. Cannot tell from this angle whether there is any bat involved. I need to check that with outrage. Rolling. Just roll back once again. Yeah, roll it from there on. Rolling, I can see a gap as the ball passes the bat. Satisfied, no bat involved. I need to check the LBW now. The original decision is not out. Ball tracking whenever it is ready, please. Original decision not out. Pitching outside of impact in line and wickets missing. Palli will be staying with your not out decision. Stand by. Your screen signal now.
Terrific decision on this occasion, with things happening so fast. Ouch. No reviews left.
And even though the wicketkeeper and slip, Brandon King went up immediately. Casey Carty was just tapping the legs, thinking or trying to show them that it possibly might have come off the legs of Rizwan.
Confirmation of it. Shea Hope, who's right behind the batter, had the last say. Just stay. Be patient, and that's one of the, I think Carlos was talking about it just now in the last stint, about holding your line, Stacey and King, as he does so well in Test cricket. Those are the areas that he hits very well with great discipline. Justin Graves on the right of screen, bringing a message between overs. Keep the pressure on that line.
Yeah, I think that's the clear message. It's just the length that needs to be there. Another, or almost another maiden over here. And again, the length has troubled these two batters.
Good feeling again, this time Roston Chase, so much better from the West Indies. Maiden over to back up Shepherd's work, and 63 for 2. And time for a Dasani drinks break. 63 for 2 after 14 overs. West Indies were 81 for 1 at a similar stage. A couple of wickets have gone down.
Yeah, 2 wickets have fallen to the seamers. The first one, Saim Ayub going for 5. Brilliantly bowled by Jaden Seals in that channel. Forced him to play that shot. Couldn't get out of it in time. And the initial breakthrough, and then Ullah Shafiq. Original decision was not out. After being reviewed, Shamar Joseph struck for the second wicket. 2 seamers going up trumps. Just the 1 over of spin that cost 9 runs from Gudakesh Moti. Pakistan 63 for 2 and 14 overs with 3 extras.
And the other thing that you're keeping your eye out for here is the due formation. And our floor manager there indicating that there is some at 7:30, so one suspects that may form a little more intensely in the next hour. Perhaps, even though it's a very open facility, can have an impact on the ball and how it slides off the surface and all of that. So all the more important that Shai Hope needs to continue thinking aggressively. You see Babar Azam, we talked about 500s against the West Indies. He rolled off or reeled off 3 in a row against the West Indies in the UAE in 2016. That was later in the year after the West Indies won the T20 World Cup. At the peak of his powers, he is some player, but this year so far is his lowest average in his career. And I know the year isn't complete yet, but his standards are so high, averaging some 34 coming into this game.
You could almost say that he's controlled this inning so far, Babar Azam. A fascinating contest between control and power. I don't know the class that he possesses once he remains in the middle.
Same again should be the plan from Shepherd. Make him hit you off that length, and you're going to err in length occasionally and line because you're not a robot. As much as you can, make Babar Azam and Rizwan hit you off that length. Deep square leg if he wants to play the pull shot.
And it's not a bad option in terms of that field, that deep square leg, because earlier on against, I think it was Jaden Seals, he whipped one for 6. Didn't come forward, he waited on it and decided, right, I'm just going to go through the line of it. So that fielder that's deep square is in a good position. It now has him thinking possibly another shot to try.
Good work again from Shafi Rutherford. Runs after 16 consecutive dot balls. Remember, back-to-back maidens from Shepherd and Joseph. To your point, it's something that Ravi Rampal, the current bowling coach, always says to the bowlers. He tries to groom this attack. Don't go away from the plan. Let's stick with the plan as long as possible. If a guy hits a good shot for 4, then you have to recognize when it's a good ball and a good shot that he played versus poor execution.
And I think the speeds as well will have a lot to do with that, because you don't want to bowl the line or bowl the fuller length ball at a slower pace. And he's so good, Babar Azam and Rizwan, with whipping off those deliveries, those fuller length, poorly line deliveries, those going down the legs.
That's not the one that you want to serve up to Rizwan, because that's where Rizwan, there and a little pull pickup shot where he is so strong.
And previously making the point to know where and what channel to bowl against these batters. It's on the leg side and it's flicked into the gap and it runs away for a boundary. Off the mark with 4.
Look right there. That's 4th stump. 70 for 2. For 2, West Indies were 84 for 2. Oh, love to see that again, to see where Babar was as the ball arrived at Shea Hope.
It's excellent running. He wanted to from the get-go. The fielder did well. Just on the bounce. Would have been closer if he had guarded. Lewis on the boundary doing the fielding.
I like the way that Joseph and Seals have operated. They haven't gone hunting for wickets and gone searching too often. That's good discipline. 30% on a good length on the back half. And that's where the wicket came. That blue pulsing one, 7.2 meters, and then short of a length. Up there.
Another 2 runs, and I guess he's searching for that Yorker length delivery, but possibly search for it on the offside. Search for it swinging in. And from that off-stump line. Just too easy of scoring on the leg side.
Seems to be a little bit of an issue on 1 or 2 of the landing areas on the crease where drying agent or sawdust has had to be applied by Moti a couple of times, and that has to do with moisture.
This is good from Rizwan and Babar Azam, allowing the West Indian bowlers to sort of make the mistake and try different things. Move away from that fourth stump, fifth stump line. Attack the stumps a bit more, which becomes easier.
I like this. Hold on to the plan. Occasionally one comes back from a tighter line. This one just holds its line. Look at the feet of Rizwan. That, to me, is where you operate against him, maybe a little tighter in. Using a gully to him still early in his innings either. .75 for 2.
Pakistan need another 206 runs from 34 overs. Same phase. West Indies were 85 for 2. Pakistan 75. 2 wickets.
Ravi Rampal, the former West Indies Seamer World Cup winner on the left. Darren Sammy, head coach, on the right. Shepard. I think it's important, even in a Pakistan team or an Australian team, Stacey Ann, to sometimes highlight those things, because in the modern game it's different from when I played. Now you have your bowlers meetings where the bowling coach will instruct his bowlers. The head coach may not turn up at those bowlers meeting. The batsman's meeting, maybe something else that does not include the bowling coach, have a different view on it. Terrific. Yep, keep holding it right there.
133 kilometers per hour. This delivery, but just look at the shape away on that good length. Shepard repeated. Can he constantly repeat those deliveries in this over?
This partnership has to try to keep ticking. They've taken a while to settle in. 15 now from 28. Striking at just over 50 strike rate. They're very experienced pair with Salman Aliaga to come, who's very skillful and very aware. Hassan Nawaz on debut. Seeing talent in there as well, but they can't afford to stall too long. I think the bowling has been good. They have to find a way to loosen the shackle.
Yeah, agreed. It's just a 1 over of spin so far from Gudakesh Moti. Just wonder when would the Ruston chase be implemented. How many more will Shamar Joseph bowl in terms of spells?
The thing, if the dew comes in stronger, it impacts the spinner. 79 for 2.
The end of 70 overs, Pakistan 79 for 2. Azam on 30, Rizwan on 6. Required run rate 6.12.
202 required on the next 33. Babar and Rizwan back in this side, experienced players. At the moment, it is all pace from West Indies. And they've held the line. West Indies be hoping that they get a wicket, maybe two here in this spell. Because so far there's been a reluctance to go to the spinners. They have Moti, they've got Roshan Chase, but actually Shamar Joseph, he's looked threatening just outside that off stump. Want a wicket here, ideally Babar, but just a wicket to set things up.
Mario Shepherd was introduced in that 13th over. He bowled a maiden, and then there was another. So it was a nice phase in the innings for the West Indians with the ball. They want is that pressure to translate into wicket-taking opportunities. Conversely, Babar Azam, the more time he's out in the middle, the more control he's shown in his innings. With 20 balls, just 4 false strokes. Beyond that, none. So, ominous signs. Babar Azam is a player who's already notched up 5 ODI centuries against this opposition. He'll be high on confidence coming into this series, despite his form.
Absolutely, Babar loves this opposition, loves to bat against West Indies, and also loves this format. Very comfortable in ODI cricket. Now, for West Indies to go forward here, they need a wicket. Ideally, they need Babar out quickly. Because you look at the bowling attack, yes, Pacers have done well. There's a talk about due formation, even more going out throughout the innings. So you have to go to the spinners. Lovely shot, lovely cut shot, square of the wicket. Timing is spot on, and that is race to the fence.
Middle of the bat, exquisite from Babar Azam. Seen a similar stroke previously in his innings. Right piece from that delivery, too much width on offer from Shamar Joseph. Babar doesn't miss out. But he's not carrying, Bazid, is that burden of captaincy as well. Handed over that leadership reins to Mohammad Rizwan. So far he's just freed himself up a little bit more time to focus on his batting in this format. What many would say the last couple of years he's been low on runs. But that is what happens to the very best of players in the game. Sometimes you go into a little valley, a little trough that allows you to retool yourself and come back even stronger.
And to add to that, in the Champions Trophy, he was pushed up the order. He was asked to open, which was out of his comfort zone. And he wasn't in the best of forms, and then batting at a position where he's not quite used to, but this is familiar for him. And he's looking good. 88 for 2.
Just staying with that captaincy discussion, that Rizwan took over in this format. He's already led in 17 matches, won 8, lost 9, win percentage of 47. So he'll want to use this series to strengthen his credentials as captain. A wicket to Jaden Sales, one to Shamar Joseph. Beyond that, Babar Azam hasn't really given a real chance to the West Indians. Crowd will relish the opportunity to look at Babar Azam live because they follow their cricket in this country and in this region, so they'll know of the high quality player he is. This will be a treat. Tell you that, Mazid Khan.
Yeah, but wouldn't they want the home side to do well? If Babar does well, then it's game over. It'll be interesting how long Shai Hope does wait. He's still got Romario Shepherd and Lamar Joseph, who bowled 6 overs now. When does he turn to spin? He knows that Babar and especially Rizwan, very good, very proactive against spin, especially Rizwan with his sweep shots and his shots over mid-wicket. But it'll come to a stage where he has to turn to them.
What he'll also know is the longer that these two stay out in the middle, the bigger this partnership swells, the more control these two will have, and it'll be much more difficult for spin to prize a wicket and get the breakthrough. So, as Rizwan is relatively new to the crease, now is the time to introduce a spin option. In the gap with precision, Babar Azam with the efficient pull, and he gets 4.
Mario Shepherd just dishing out a pretty poor delivery, short, and Babar had ample time to just hit it where he pleased. Got the gap, controlled it and hit it to the fence. Easy pickings for a man of Babar's class.
Evidence of the slow-paced nature of this surface. Mario Shepherd going into the pitch, the ball just standing up a bit. That last delivery, 130 kilometers per hour, so Shepherd is not going to ruffle Babar Azam with his short stuff.
Yeah, just with the speeds confirming that. Also, it's quite interesting with the sawdust. Whenever a bowler bowls a bad delivery, sawdust appears.
What are you trying to say, Baz?
It's not when they bowl maidens, it's not when they're on the money that the sawdust does appear. So, yeah, the timing I'm always skeptical about.
Evidence of that due factor getting more intense. That's a lengthened line from Romario Shepherd.
As the game has progressed, the new ball, the hard ball, there was a little bit of kick off the surface. That has died down too. Seems as if the ball is just quite nicely being managed by the batter. They need some energy. West Indies, and the energy will come via a wicket.
Terrific, the cover drive from Babar Azam. Early in the over, he went for the pull. Now he's showing his credentials off the front foot. So impressive to look at. End of the over, 97 for 2.
Mario first under pitch, then over pitch, and Babar's too good a player to miss out. That is a trademark shot through the covers, just wide of mid-off. Everything flows towards the delivery, towards the ball. Perfect.
Babar Azam approaching another landmark. 44 from 51. Have to appreciate the way he places a high value on his wicket early in his innings. The way he just assesses the conditions, the opposition bowlers, then gets into stride. Strike rate ever increasing. Here's Moti. Oh, yes. Does he have the guile to get a breakthrough, to create a wicket-taking opportunity?
Oh, pitched outside off. Moti needs to be very tight on those stumps. And remember that Rizwan will try and sweep him. Whenever there's a little bit of pressure built via the spinners, Rizwan goes to that sweep shot. So anything from square leg to deep mid-wicket. Oh, lovely delivery. Hasn't turned, just came back with the arm, almost through. Almost that wicket. But it goes to the fence with the inside edge. The 100 is raised.
Deception from Moti with that arm ball. Mohammad Rizwan was playing outside the line. Luckily for him, the inside edge just deflecting wide of that leg stump. And Shehoop didn't have a chance, so this might just inspire Moti a bit.
The length has to be perfect too. Boston Chase, after the first innings, talked about the spinners bowling into the pitch. And just float the ball up, can't be too full. But in this over, 3 deliveries spot on. Last one maybe just slightly too full. Type of length you want to just live there. Not too full. Batter to drive down the ground. Decent over. Went for 5, almost a wicket. 102 for 2.
Babar Azam on 44 not out. Mohammad Rizwan unbeaten on 15. This partnership already 39. 2 West Indian bowlers amongst the wickets. To the return of Jaden Seals. Allows for the second, so it's another area of the game that the West Indies will have to ensure that they keep above par. They must be composed, they must provide support for their fellow bowlers.
It's not a bad move at all from Shehoop. Getting Jaden Seals back in the attack. He knows the value of a wicket here. Just can't let this partnership drift. Already 41 and going at a fair clip, so he knows exactly that the wicket is required. It's a lovely shot. The timing this time around is even better. The on drive from Rizwan, and that goes to the fence.
Straight away you can see he's very nimble on his feet. Mohammad Rizwan reacts to the ball, presents the full face of the bat. Enough top hand on it to keep it all along the ground in that mid-on region. One of the finest strokes you can see in the game.
Now 1 minute for West Indies. Both batters now just getting in rhythm. Rizwan too, 21 of 24.
Can Jaden Seals come up with a wicket-taking delivery in this spell? Did it to get rid of Siam Ayub. Has the ability to do so for his team. Of course, a few competing elements. That of the dew. That ball will be relatively wet. Nothing to is these two look in very good form. Not scratching a round ball coming off the middle of the bat. It's experience being shared. Look at this Pakistan batting lineup and you feel this is the pair that has the most experience in this batting lineup.
It's working nicely. Just a shot down the ground, but once Rizwan is able to get off strike quickly too, it just feels as if the rhythm is back in his batting. Babar's looked comfortable after that initial little phase where the ball just outside off stump was troubling him a little, but after that he's looked in fine touch. 21 bowlers, 109 for 2.
Quite a good crowd here at the Brown Lara Cricket Academy for this first match of the CG United series. 3-match series, of course, so this first game very, very important for both sides. We're looking to take a lead. Right, Moti to Rizwan. Short, a little bit wayward from Gulikesh Moti. He often does when he's bowling. White ball cricket is finish the ball majority of times on the stumps.
You see the rags. The rags are out, they're trying to dry the ball every delivery now, so there is significant dew out there. That the one ball that will be a little more potent is the one that slides on, because it'll just skid off the surface a little bit more.
Oh yes, ball.
He has to control his length. Has to be just back of a length, not too full. Tough ask, but with the deformation and with the elements that Darren has mentioned, probably the only way forward really for left-arm spinner is to be able to control length, which is with a wet ball quite difficult.
Just looking at this field, I think there is an option in bringing that long off into the inner circle, just enticing both batters to use their feet, maybe look for that lofted stroke, and with the ball angling to the right-handers, there's a chance of the ball coming off the inner half of the bat and going down to long on. So that's a little ploy. Ploy that Shea Hope can use, especially with Moti using the arm ball more regularly. Last thing you want to do as a skipper, as a bowler, as a team is just go through the motions, not show creativity in your approach to wicket taking. Still a hint of turn on offer. 3 off the over, 112 for 2. Shaheen Shah Afridi was exceptional with his 4 for 51. Picked up a wicket in the first over, and then the final power play he picked up the remaining 3 for the West Indies. They were bowled out for 280. That single brings up the 50 partnership, so fabulous work from these two seniors.
Everything looking quite smooth at the moment for Pakistan. Both batters looking comfortable. Babar in particular has looked very good for his 44. Rizwan now just getting into his work, and just seems as if Pakistan at the moment have everything under control. Nothing has to change dramatically for West Indies to come back in, because these two are playing it really well and don't look troubled at all.
For the cricket Nuffies, 14 to 50 plus partnership between these two in ODI cricket in 28 innings. It's a 50% probability of it happening.
I do love batting together. Long-term T20 openers. A great relationship on and off the field.
Sliced away neatly. So many fans here at the Brown Cricket Academy. Of course, enjoying the action. Look at that Coca-Cola fan of the day. Having a great time as he sips it with cricket. Love them to share that Coca-Cola with us, Fazit Khan. Just trying to sneak a couple, so innings just meandering a bit. West Indies looking a little bit dejected because of this partnership. And she hope inspire a wicket, maybe with a bowling change, maybe with an innovative field. Seeing a lot of runs be scored in that third region.
This over, every ball just been tapped away and strike being rotated, 5 singles or 5 deliveries, and that just shows you the amount of control at the moment that Babar and Rizwan have. That somehow has to be broken, because this continues for a length of time, then it'll be very, very simple. The required rate still just hovering about 6 runs and over. Everything pointing in Pakistan's direction. Can Jaden Seals, can Moti, can they get a wicket? Can they just change the course of the game? At the moment, it's very simple looking at it for Pakistan.
$118 for 2. Babar Azam looking classy as ever. 1-6-5-4s in his innings. Was a little bit anxious as he started his innings, but then he grew in stature. Took full control of his stroke, most glorious of them all.
Just feel that he missed out. There was length offered with that caught shot.
Moti just mixing it up a bit for the Yorker on that occasion. He's been generally straight with his lines. There again, a little bit of turn. Gudakesh Moti finally gets a wicket, his first in the innings, and it's the big one, the wicket of Babar Azam.
Just against the run of play, Babar just tries to waltz down the wicket. But once Moti is slow through the air, gets the ball to just turn off the surface, slightly slower. The length is perfect, though Babar doesn't get to it. And suddenly, West Indies have that prized wicket. The partnership was looking so good. Pakistan were looking in control. A little twist, Babar Azam fails to get to his 50. He goes for 47. Moti strikes and it's 118 for 3.